Hey.
Hey y'all. Just warming up for you guys. Anybody in the room early, you know, we can just dance it out. You have
we see the chat.
We want to see it. She will.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Move on. If you're here and you are on with us, drop your name and where you're from in the chat so that we know you're here.
Yeah.
That's the only way we'll know you're here. So let's talk. Nice. Also, let us know your name, where you're from, and what you're sipping on, because these are our summer spritzers. So if you were watching Summer's live yesterday, then, and if you got the email, then you have the recipe. But whatever you got, that's fine. We're just interested in knowing what you got.
Hola, Colette. Hey, Coco.
Coco.
Yeah, that's my girl. That's my girl.
1 minute. 1 minute. You want to talk about the playlist while people are getting in the room?
Yeah. So guys, right now you're hearing some of the songs from the playlist. Of course, Summertime had to be on here because
the smooth jam.
Okay, because today is Summer Eve. So summer. I didn't want to say Summer's Eve because it makes me think of
that's Summer's Eve. True. That's
the eve of summer.
It is the eve of summer.
It's the eve of summer.
Yeah.
So we, had to start out with Summertime. It doesn't feel like Summertime till that plays, and then of course there's a host of other songs on there. So you will get the playlist, our exclusive Summertime playlist.
We want everybody to enjoy the summer jam.
Right, exactly.
We're just waiting for people to join us.
Yeah, so come on in. All right, what's citrus? Was it citrus sugar? No,
citrus and sugar.
Summer spritzer. Thank you.
Colette, are you drinking on anything?
Yeah. Do you have anything in your glass yet, Colette?
Cheers, if you do.
This is the Fresh Prince of definition of something bad.
Also, as you're coming into the room, we just want to remind you all that we are recording an episode of the Citrus and Sugar podcast.
Yes.
So before we start recording the episode, we will let y'all know, and we'll go into a quick introduction of the episode. So just a heads up. Hang tight.
Which is great.
Colette said she's not sipping on anything. She has the baby.
Oh.
Colette, you can sip on some water.
Right.
Don't take a minute to run to the kitchen.
Do you have some kombucha?
Grab. Can she do kombucha?
Yeah.
Caffeine in that.
Is there?
Colette, go get some water. We are not medical experts.
Is there? Does caffeine in kombucha?
Yeah, it's made with tea. Well, it's made with black tea, yeah.
Didn't realize that. Learn something new every
Caffeine
day.
sensitive, so.
Yeah.
I need to know.
You know.
I need to know.
Hey, you
Probably
need
up
to
all
know.
night.
You gotta know. You need to know.
And if you're just joining us, drop your name and where you're joining us from in the chat.
And what you're sipping on.
And what you're sipping. That's the most important part, what you're sipping on.
And we don't want to start too late, so I think we can go ahead and get started. It's a couple minutes past the hour. Okay.
Sorry, we were just still. I'm gonna smooth it out like a DJ does. You know how to just fade it out. Hey.
Love it, love it, love it.
So yeah, as you're coming in, we don't know if you're here if you don't let us know. So introduce yourself, give us a wave in the chat.
Yes.
Let us know your name, where you're from, what you sipping on. And then as we mentioned, as we were getting ready too, we are also recording an episode of the Citrus and Sugar podcast. So we're actually going to go into our introduction for that now. So hang tight with us, and we will begin. And what do you say? Thanks for enjoying the ride. And say your thing.
Hey guys, welcome to the ride. Happy Wednesday. Today we made it.
We made it.
Therefore,
it's a blessing.
So that one has
You always listen. You always listen. We are blessed. Shalisa's personal green tea. Okay, let's pause for the calls for a quick station identification break. Hello, guys, and welcome to the Citrus and Sugar Podcast. I am Tennille.
I am Maddie, and this is
Sommar.
Hello, Sommar.
Yes. If you are listening to this recording later, you're going to notice that we are extra hype and extra live because we are recording live.
Yes.
This is our first live video podcast.
By popular demand.
Y'all pushed us out of our comfort zone. And this is also bonus, an interview episode, which we know you guys love when we have special guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to be here.
And we're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
I was going to introduce you, but I feel like I won't do it justice. So do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Sure. So my name is Sommar Theodore. I am a fashion blogger here in the DMV area. If you're not in the DMV area, that's DC, Maryland, and Virginia, just to let you know. And I am a content creator. I am a creative director. I also like to style my friends. And I also love to just teach women how to go forth outside, putting their best foot forward, looking great. But I also want you to feel good on the inside.
And if you're listening to the podcast and not watching, she is serving Beyonce lemonade realness. Lemonade. She's wearing a tiered
tutu.
Right. A tutu, girl. It's like a
I know, but it's like
level. Okay. Yeah. And if you are watching live, drop us a note in the comments about what you feel about Sommar's outfit. Who wore it better? Okay. Summer or Queen Bee?
Oh my gosh,
Beyonce's not here, so
that's too much pressure.
We love it.
I feel like Bee will win always. Like she will always win.
So did you tell them about your And in Summary blog?
Yes, so my blog is named And in Summary, a play on my name, but it's a summary of my favorite things.
Right.
So I get to teach you guys anything from styling to shopping. I also am going to introduce some lifestyle stuff this summer, which is going to be great for more beauty, home decor, because I've been redecorating in the house.
Yes.
So I can't
We love that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Tennille is the home decor queen. I mean, wait a minute. Let me show y'all this texture on this pillow.
Get into this pillow.
She brought out the summer hue.
I'm just saying.
As we transition.
Yes. So In the Summary is just all encompassing for all women. I want you to come, feel like that you're at home, like I'm one of your good girlfriends that is like, teach you to save money.
Yes.
But look great.
Yes.
And what's our summer motto, girls?
Look
good, feel good, all summer 18.
Yes. So we're starting from the inside out. We're going from the outside in. It's going to be holistic. It's going to be a full breath of what you need to do to live your best summer.
Yes.
So. As Tennille always says, it seems like the seasons and the days go faster and faster. I think it's because we're getting older. But we want to be intentional about this summer before it starts. Yeah. So we're starting off on the right foot.
And it always feels like it goes so fast because it's like one of our favorite times of the year.
Yeah.
In January, it seemed like it went
coldest winter ever.
Right. Exactly. And it was the longest time.
Right. We didn't really have a spring, so
barely.
Here we are. It's 90 degrees serving.
But we ready.
We are ready. And if we're not ready, we're gonna get you ready tonight. Okay.
Yes.
So look good.
Yes, I'm doing the look good portion tonight.
Yes.
I am so excited. This is the only second time I'm going to be revealing this, but I am going to be teaching you guys my 3-point shopping system, which is called the Woo Factor.
Woo.
Yes, and you'll learn why I call it the Woo Factor. A couple of you guys who may be here in the chat or, watching us, if you're a friend of mine and been around a long time, I always say I have to be wooed with things. Yeah, I have to be wooed.
Right.
Like our money is important.
It's precious resource.
Yeah, we, time and money.
If
you don't have the money, you need the time. If you don't have the time, you need the money.
Hello.
And so every dollar we get, it has to be spent accordingly.
That's real.
And how many of us, comment, have like a million things in our closet that we're like, we either don't know what to do with, we can't fit, we can't,
I have nothing to wear.
Exactly. So Summer is going to get us all the way right. We're going to go after this podcast and do a closet inventory and make sure we are looking good and snatched.
I need to take notes because y'all know, whoever's on here that knows me knows I stay in a t-shirt. I'm trying to expand my horizons.
Yeah.
And speaking of t-shirts.
Yes. I was just about
my boobs are kind of big, but I'm going to just shake them anyway.
/shop. So it's on the Citrus Sugar shop. Make lemonade. Hello Sugar, selling out very quickly. So yeah,
but I have the Hello Sugar one. I need to make lemonade. Yeah, so they're really comfortable. You have to get them. It's so easy. You could listen. You could pair it with jean shorts. You could pair it with a jean skirt. You could pair it with a tier skirt. You could do so many things. I love print. Print t-shirts because one, they speak. They when you walk in the room, you don't have to say anything.
It's a message.
It's a message. And number two, it's easy to pair with other things and make you look chic and fabulous.
That's true. Yeah. I'm trying to wear Hello Sugar all summer long because I'm trying to invite some sugar.
Come on, sugar. Especially brown sugar. Okay?
That's a good one. All right, let me stop. Let's start getting back into these facts.
Right. So, just to let you know, a quick fact. Women pretty much use 20% of their closet. Did you guys know that all of the things in there?
Sounds right.
Yeah, you typically only use 20% of your closet. And what I love about this year, this podcast is timely because this is the time that you shop for summer clothes because everything is on sale.
Right.
If you notice, when it's wintertime, the summer clothes come out, and when it's summertime, the winter clothes start creeping out, the fall and all that. So right now, you'll start seeing sales. Nordstrom's anniversary sales coming up in a few weeks in July. So these tips, you're going to be able to apply and get these sales because I rarely buy anything at full price.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
Yeah.
Also, my 3-point system, I want you to know, is not only great for shopping, but it's also great for cleaning out your closet. You can use the same principles to go clean anything out your closet in order to introduce the new things we're going to bring in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you one of those people who feels like if you bring something in, you need to take something out?
I am now.
Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes you watch these shows every one thing, every two things or whatever. Like, I don't know if you're one of those people.
I have been slowly purging lately, and it has been very therapeutic.
Okay.
But now I've gotten older. I kind of have zoned in on my style. But like, I need less things in order to make. I feel like less is more. Sometimes you can make a greater impact with what you can see in your closet. And when I'm learning, I'm like, half the stuff in here I really don't need. I can't fit. You know what I mean? Or I don't want anymore. So I can either give away, sell, make money back that I'm spending.
Right.
So let's get into the first one.
Okay.
So with the woo factor, it's a 3-point system. I love to keep it real cute with you guys. So it's 3 W's to keep it real simple with you guys.
Oh, you like that, don't you?
I do. See, the first one is why. So you have to ask yourself, why am I purchasing this item? Is the item being purchased for a special event, like a birthday party? It's you know what I mean, like a wedding I'm going to. Is it being purchased for an anniversary or even a vacation trip? You need to start putting purpose behind the items that you're purchasing.
Okay.
Because what happens, and I know I will speak for myself, I am a retail therapist shopper.
Okay.
Raise your hand if you get
an amen in the chat if you are
any of your retail therapy shoppers, just amen, so we don't feel like we're by ourselves. You know what I mean? Because let me tell you, even as much as going into Target.
Yeah. That's
easily.
True.
I come up with $100 worth of crap. I wouldn't here for toilet paper.
Yeah, your thing might not be closed, but if you're bored and you're like, let me walk around Target or Home Goods or whatever your vice is, same thing.
Yeah, so if you go in with purpose, making a list, knowing what you need going in, you're less likely to go outside of that.
Okay.
So what I like to say is when you're going into the store, you know what I mean? What you're going to say is, am I coming in here to purchase it for a special occasion? Am I trying to fill any holes in my closet? Right. And the holes are what I call holes in your closet are the things or the items that are really missing, your staple pieces, such as, do you have a white tank top? Do you have a black tank top? Do you have a white short sleeve shirt? Things like that. Good thing you guys signed up today because I'm going to be sending you guys an essentials list.
Oh, no. I need it. I don't have it. Is a trench coat an essential?
It is an essential.
Okay.
That would be part of my fall essentials.
Okay.
But it's definitely
we're talking about summer.
Yeah.
I was just thinking I do not have a trench coat.
No, but you need one.
And then the way it's been raining, I was like, I really don't have like a rain.
I need a raincoat.
A raincoat would be a really good one right now too. Right. And even with shoes, you can either instead of galoshes, which are really high cut, and sometimes when the sun comes out, all of a sudden your feet are sweating.
Speaking of the sun,
right? We're shining today.
I know.
The Lord was like, shine on, girl, shine.
How's that?
Yeah.
Yes, better. So even when you're going out, like I was saying, like even if we're going out in the rain, instead of doing your high galoshes like your 100 boots, you can do. They have shorter ones, shoes, and you can get those, or you can always make sure you just have a backup pair of sandals in the car. Always try to keep a pair of sandals in the car.
Yeah, I hate wearing sandals in the rain.
Yeah, because it's the worst feeling, right? It's the worst feeling.
Okay.
It doesn't feel really great.
So knowing your why.
Yes, knowing your why. And your basics, like I said, I want you guys to have like a jean jacket in your arsenal.
Right.
I want the tank tops and the t-shirts are so crucial because how many days are you going to wake up, maybe even in a rush, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to wear. If you have a white tank top and some jean pants and a dope denim jacket, you're set. You're winning. So we want to go into the store with purpose. So know your why.
W-Y.
The first one is why, okay? So the next one is called where. Now, you would think this is where as far as where we're going to go shop.
Right.
Not exactly.
Fit.
Where does this fit?
Oh.
Come on, ladies.
You already looked at the notes?
I did. When she released it the first time. But
listen, she's been a student. She's been earning it in the
usually at 201 level.
Right.
I'm a freshman.
It's okay.
Okay.
We're going to bring everybody up to speed. Everybody's going to be going to sophomore level after
this. And if you have any questions, feel free to enter them into the chat and we'll have Sommar respond.
And then if you're listening to the recording and you have any questions, we'll put something up on Instagram so that you can hit us up, or you can hit Sommar directly at And in Summary.
Yes. And it's ANDINSOMMARY.
We'll have it in the show notes.
Yes. Yep. So you want to know where does it fit? Ladies, does it fit me? And not today, but today. Okay, today.
I got a lot of stuff for tomorrow. When I lose these last 10 pounds.
Some aspirational clothes.
Aspirational bathing suits.
Oh my God.
Short and all that stuff.
Those aspirational clothes will fill up half your closet, and you're like, oh yeah, when I lose this 2 pounds, or when I lose this 30, or and it's been sitting there for 2 or 3 years, baby.
That's it.
Today, not today, but today is the day we will let these things go. So what I need you guys to do when you're approaching your closet clean out, because I feel like with the new season, sometimes you just need a refresh.
It does feel good with the new seasons.
Yes.
Yep. So, fresh.
And if you do it per season, you don't feel like, if you're doing it once or twice a year, it feels more cumbersome. It's like, oh my gosh, I gotta go clean out my closet. And it's so much. But if you're cleaning it out at the beginning of every season, you're keeping up with it and it won't take you
so much.
Exactly. So this first one may take you a little longer if you haven't cleaned out your closet in a while. I cannot begin to tell you how many clothes I have to go through. It's painful. But I know once I'm done, every season, the mark of the new season will be the start of me cleaning my closet out. Every season. So you need to also ask yourself, does this make me feel confident when I'm wearing it? Okay. Not only where does it fit, where are your trouble areas? If your stomach or your arms or your legs, whichever areas you're not. Listen,
you're like right up in here.
On the video, then y'all see these rolls.
No. Listen, I'm so glad this dress has tears.
Accentuate.
So I won't have tears coming down my face.
Tears or tears?
Right. Which tears you choose? So I just really want you to. Does this make me feel confident? Half of the time, especially if you see someone like even a Janelle Monáe, she'll wear, or Solange, they'll wear things you're like, oh, I never could wear that. But what sells that is their confidence.
That's true.
They walk in the room, they do not care.
Right.
Rihanna does not care.
Right.
At this point, if you listen to Beyonce, the Carter's album, she doesn't give a
No, she don't give none.
None. So you walking into the room, you sell that already. People already start buying into it. Dang, look at this girl. She was fly. I would have never worn an earring like that, but this will fly on her, So your confidence is definitely key. So we also want to make sure, where does it fit? What are our trouble areas? You know your travel areas will let you know how you need to shop, whether it needs to be a little bit bigger at the top, a little bigger at the bottom, however you just need it to fit. A lot of times we get caught up on what size we are, right? And yes, it could be hurtful that we're not that size 6 we were, you know, in high school.
Right.
But you have to be real with yourself. Life happens, you're older, you've had kids, whatever is going on, just be a little more gentle with yourself.
Adolescent be slowing down.
Okay?
And John was like, skrrr.
Okay. Complete circle. That's how
I reboot that.
Yeah. And so if you're at a size 12, embrace your size 12 and wear size 12.
Right.
When you wear something smaller and you're bigger, it makes you look bigger than you
Right.
are anyway.
And if you wear something too big, what I've noticed is sometimes I'll wear like looser stuff to camouflage myself.
Yes.
And I look bigger than I really
Yes.
am.
You'll
Like,
take the photo and you're like,
why? Where's my waist?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Either too small or too big
Yes.
makes you look too big.
Right.
Too big.
Right.
And you want to make sure that you are looking proportionate in your size.
That's real.
You know? So the next thing you also want to make sure is that you know that you not only are we talking about clothes but also shoes. So I want you to look through everything.
Don't wear no too small shoes.
Yeah, I didn't know people still do.
No, I mean
Especially in the
worn down
summertime.
shoes. I
Oh,
gotta talk
worn
about
down.
this.
Okay,
Worn down shoes.
That's true.
Like, is the heel, ma'am? Does it have to go?
Ma'am.
Listen,
So
okay. we can't have this, okay? And it doesn't fit my current vibe and aesthetic that I have right now. You know, your current vibe may have changed. If you still have clothes in your closet from 2-3 years ago, and you were a bohemian girl then, and now you're more of a modern, more chic, you know what I mean?
If you were going to club all the time in platforms, and then now you just don't go to club anymore, why would you do that?
Yeah, so, you know, you just need to know.
You're at church every Sunday now, but you want
Exactly.
to look like where you are in life. Step into the season, girl.
Step into your new season. Come on with this. Won't you join us?
Why don't you join us?
So yes, you need to know where you are as far as your vibe and aesthetic as well. You know, that is important. So we want to make sure we know where it fits. You know, we want to know where our vibe and aesthetic is, and then we also want to make sure that it doesn't not only fit us today, but it fits us today. Okay. So we got the 2 wives.
Candace says she has so many shoes she needs to get rid of. Candace,
Candace, what size are you? Wait, not if they leaning.
Right.
But Candace, if you have anything,
right? We
that might work.
Right.
We
We have
have
sugar summer swap.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like it.
That's
You
milk.
listen. There might be
If y'all
another
listen to
bit.
the podcast, y'all know that Maddie loves sound effects, and so we're trying to incorporate our lemon drop. So that was a lemon drop.
That was a lemon drop.
I love that. Oh, I love that
I
lemon drop. I love that. Does that come with an actual lemon drop? Like with the
A martini?
Yes.
No, not yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah, it's just it's a virtual
Okay,
lemon
you
drop.
know,
right.
yeah, we can only, you know, I
We
can
can only
only
inspire.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So the last thing is very important.
The third W.
Oh yes, the third W. So right now we have our where and we have our why and our where. So then it's, will I be mad if I leave this item or get rid of this item? So what I think about it is, if I was in a store and I saw this beautiful cobalt blue dress. Oh, do I really need it? Will I be mad if I saw Maddie walking down the street with that dress?
This is after you've asked yourself why and where.
Yes.
So you're like, why?
So if you
I'm going to this birthday party,
Exactly.
where it fits my aesthetic, and
Yes.
the third is then you
Don't
still
forget,
have to
you
ask
said
yourself,
aesthetic, but let's aesthetic and your body.
Does it
Let's-
fit?
Let's
Just
be
try it
clear.
on.
I was
Let's
trying
be
to
real
be
clear.
Right.
trying to be soft.
No.
My aesthetic might be brown.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So we need to know if it checks off the first 2 boxes.
Right.
And so if we gotten that far, it's like, will I be mad if I leave this item? Will I be upset if I spend this money and I could have used the money for something else?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so typically how I test this, especially for your more expensive items, because some things, I mean, with clothes, I don't spend as much money on. Even with shoes, I don't really spend. I'm more of a bag person.
Yes.
I put my money more into
And
my
they
bags.
cost.
Yeah, so
But they last.
they last because they last.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you get classic bags, they'll last. That's for a whole nother podcast. But what you need to know is, will I miss that money if I spent $50 on the cobalt blue dress?
Right.
that could have went to my Chanel bag fund.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just depending on whatever your goals are, or if you had to pay a bill. Of course, all bills need to be paid before we go to the house.
Say that.
Financial responsibility.
Yeah, which is a whole other podcast.
You need to get in your car and go.
Exactly. So even when you're going through your closet, use the same principle. When you're pulling the piece out, will I be upset if I gave this away to Goodwill?
Right.
Will I be upset if I saw someone else, you know, if I sold this item and saw someone else with it, and does it really fit me? Like if it doesn't, then we need to just let it go. And if you're having a hard time deciding this is what I do, now, there's two things I do. One of them is very risky. The first, I'll give you the non-risk first.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll put it in my cart. I'll put it in my cart. I'll shop around for other things. And then, you know, prior to going to the cashier, I'll look in my cart. And if the woo isn't there, this is when your woo has to happen.
Okay.
You have to be wooed by the item.
Okay.
If I'm like, oh, I don't want to take this out. Oh, I could leave all of these other things and I can get this instead. Then that's when you know you want to.
So you give yourself time.
Yes. Give yourself time. Walk around. You may want to go around the department once or twice just to make sure. Go look at other things. Right. Because also, if it's one of the first things that you see when you walk into a store, chances are you may see 2 or 3 other items in the store that you may rather buy over that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you want to give yourself some leeway in that. So the risky one, though,
is to hide it.
Is to leave it at the store and go home.
Not if you're shopping at TJ Maxx.
Or home. I mean, anybody in that realm.
This doesn't apply to your Nordstrom Racks, your TJ Maxx, or your Home Goods.
That's you buy it and you just take it back.
You just take it back.
Think about it. And you think about it in your possession.
You keep all receipts.
Right.
And do you know when the receipt when the item has to be returned?
Yes.
That's also
major
very key.
I missed out on money just even last month because I thought something could be returned within 30 days and it was only 14 and it was 20 days in and they were like, sorry girl, you have it. That's yours now. I'm like, you know, that's $60 gone. $60. I'm still upset about it.
Towards that Chanel fund.
Any
feedback on the woo factor?
Yes. So what do we have over here?
Yeah, if you have any feedback on the woo factor, let us know. Put it into the chat.
Is it helpful?
Said she was here for a swap.
Okay.
And that all of her shoes are in great shape.
Oh,
wears an 8.5, which is too big.
I'm
just a smidge.
I'm an 8. We might be able to work something out. Man. Oh, girl.
Where?
Right. Hit her up in the DM.
No, where?
Yeah.
She wears an 8.
But you know,
you never know.
You never know.
I'll hit you.
It may be kind of small, you know?
True. So yeah, drop your feedback into the chat about the woo factor.
And also, if you leave it at the store, what I do is typically if I'm driving away and I'm feeling this ache, like, oh, this is an item that really, because it has to be an item that really is going to add to your repertoire. You know what I mean? That's because I want you to get into the mind that we're not just trying to throw clothes on. I don't care how minimal your look, you would like your look to be, or how extravagant. It's your look. So it needs to be great. Your closet needs to be great, organized. And if that piece is going to elevate your minimal look or your extravagant look, then you need it and you have the money, then you need to turn around and go buy it.
Keisha says she is purging this weekend.
Yes!
Is ready.
We're giving Keisha extra love because we have talked about this with Keisha before, so we are excited.
Oh, this is so amazing. I'm also going to be purging with you this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, so I'll probably share it on my Insta stories.
Nice.
Oh, Candace says she purges every 90 days. Girl, you are gold.
Yes!
That's once a season.
That's once a season.
Oh,
so she is
gold. Because I don't
that's
perfect.
Neither do I. Let me tell you, I haven't purged anything since last summer, so it's that.
You do. You're overdue.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's go over our 3 points that we've learned with the woo factor. All of these 3 points, at least, I always feel like all 3 need to be checked. I will give you 2 out of 3, but I really feel like all 3 need to be checked for you to be fully wooed to purchase something.
Okay.
You know? So one, we want to make sure, why am I purchasing this item? Even if it's a want, there's nothing wrong with a want. As long as it's within your budget, you know, and as long as it's filling a hole in your closet. So as long, you just have to remember, is it filling a hole? Is it for an occasion? Can I wear this to a wedding? And also think about this. The items that you wear, I want you to, this is a bonus tip actually. do not spend a lot of money on items that you're only going to wear once or twice.
Right. Yeah. Those trendy items.
Right. Or if it's an occasion like a wedding, well, that's probably not going to repeat it. So
yeah, I want you to go to Rent the Runway.
I was going to ask what you feel about renting.
I love Rent the Runway. Okay. I've rented many dresses, jumpsuits, a lot of gowns. Yeah. Some things I wish I was able to keep from Rent the Runway that I love so much. And I mean, it's different. Like if you're going to invest in something, invest into like a suit. Like that's a black suit or a navy suit or a white suit that you can get multiple wears out of.
Those staple pieces.
Exactly.
Okay.
And do something like, or even sometimes you don't have a gown for a black tie event. Right. Then invest in something like that because sometimes
it's good to have just a couple of those items in your closet.
You never know, but I just want you to be very cognizant of that part. Okay. So then that's your why, and remember the where is where does it fit, and does it fit me not today. But today, okay, right now in this moment, does it fit all my trouble areas? Does it make me look great? Do I feel confident in this piece? If we do not, we're getting rid of it, and we're not buying it. Right. Okay. And then the last one that is going to actually tell you if you're wooed is, will I be mad if I leave this? Am I going to be mad if I see my good girlfriend walking down the street with this skirt and I'm like, dang, I could have worn better. Even though I love her, she look great, but I could have worn better. You know what I'm saying? Shade, no shade. So those are your 3 keys that you need to make sure you are wooed when you're going shopping. Okay. Perfect. So what we're going to get into next really quickly is some of your summer basics. Again, if you joined us here today, thank you again. As a thank you, you're going to be getting a full list of some of your summer basics. You can check them off. You can take the list to the store with you. You can go through your closet and make sure you have these items. Check out the items you had so then you'll know what you need to go for.
I'll also say if you're here today and you joined us a little late, please drop your name, where you're from, and what you're sipping on in the chat because we don't know that you're here if you don't drop it in the chat. So please do that.
Let me tell you, this citrus sugar summer spritzer is amazing. I'm trying not to drink too much because I want to make sure
we have to start talking.
Right, exactly. I don't want to slur my words, I'm a lady. I'm a lady. Now, I think one of the things I may have left off the list that I will go back and add probably, if I can fit it on there, the list is pretty hefty, but for your coats, for your outerwear, I didn't add them because we're in summer, but draping a jean jacket over you is really great, especially if you're going out for the evening. And also a bright printed, even if you want to go for a trench for the summer, I probably get your khaki one first. You need your staple khaki trench. Right. After that, I will go for either white or a bright color. Okay. Yeah, so that also could be draped over you. That way you can go out in the evening. Sometimes it gets cool depending on what area you're in.
So I know we're sharing the downloads, but the download with the full list. But can you give us like maybe the top 3 summer staples that like every girl needs?
Every girl needs. You need.
Or top 5.
Yes. I can give you top 5. Okay. So I need you to have a white and a black tank top. Okay. That's non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. This can be layered or worn by itself. Okay. I also need you to have a white or black V-neck or crew neck shirt, whichever fits you best. Some of us, because some, people like V's.
They say that V-necks make your boobs look good too.
They do.
You have big boobs.
And put a little bronzer here, ladies, in that area.
Oh, Shanita B has arrived. Hey, Shanita.
Hey, Shanita. Hi. So we need white tank tops. We need white and black. And just know, most things I start with white and black. If you don't have white and black of the item first of the basics, then I'd say start there because those are the easiest to always pair.
So like, don't go buy a hot pink tank top if you don't have a white one.
Exactly. We need our white one and a black one first. So those will go with everything. Foundation. So then we also need your tank top. You need your short sleeve shirt. Then I also want you to have a distressed jean. Either mid-rise, whatever the fit is right for you, whether you like high-rise, mid-rise, whether you like a skinny.
I like to tuck in as much.
Yeah, I like higher.
Me too. Let me tell you something. If it can sit under here, to slim all that out,
I
actually need to go find some high-rise jeans. I don't think I have any.
Yeah, and Express is I love Express jeans. They last long. And
I heard Express has started a plus size line.
They have, yes. And don't sleep on Target. Target's jeans are really good. They have lasted.
I think I have some Target
jeans. Okay.
And also for the going back to the tanks and the short sleeve shirts, my favorite company to get those from is Uniqlo, and a lot of people haven't heard about them yet.
Can you spell that?
Yes, it's Uniqlo, and it's a Japanese brand. But when I tell you guys, the blacks do not fade, and the whites do not get that ugly yellow underarm. Yes, it doesn't do that. The shirt is of good quality. It doesn't show sweat marks. It doesn't lose its shape. I've had mine for like 3 years.
And they're moderately priced. I mean, it's really
they are.
Yeah. Somebody told me it's like the Japanese H&M.
It is.
That's a great.
She told me about it, and I went like a couple days later and got a white, a black, and I got an army green. Because I think army green is like a basic.
It is. That's a great color. And also navy. People forget about navy blue. Navy blue is a great neutral.
So you said, okay, so we did the shirts.
Yeah.
You said distressed jeans. Does that mean shorts or?
You can either go for, a lot of people aren't comfortable showing their legs. So if you're not comfortable with showing your legs, then do a jean. But if you are, then I will do a cutoff short. You know, bronze those legs up, look really great.
It doesn't have to look like
bronze. No, Bermuda shorts are back too.
Okay.
So I prefer
bronze in my legs.
Listen, you want to glow. You just put a little.
You can baby oil in it.
I will baby oil.
But you just mix a little bronzer in with your baby with your.
I need a makeup
lotion. You can buy that lotion that has the shimmer in it.
Yeah,
a lot of this glow.
Maybe
it'll attract some
extra glow or something.
Yes. Yes, that one has one, and then Danessa Mavericks has a good glow that you would either use on your face and your body.
Okay, so tops, tanks, shorts, sleeves, jeans. I need 2 more.
You need a summer sundress. You need a really pretty summer, easy breezy, whether it's a wrap dress, a spaghetti strap, whatever, a maxi. No, it could be a maxi, whatever is comfortable. Summer dresses, of course, makes you feel feminine and beautiful. And maxi dresses I love because typically you don't have to iron those and you just throw them on.
Okay, fifth staple item. Can't live without.
Fifth staple item, I need you to have a great pair of flats. Because flats are all the rage right now. And flats are like have been so elevated. They're so unique. Some of them are like textured and like 3D. And
I love an embellished flat. It's my favorite, but they are so hard to find.
So would you consider the embellished flat a staple piece or a statement? Because I know we're going to talk about statement next.
I would think it is a statement piece, but also I think a nice
just
flat, everyday flat
would be a staple.
Basic staple.
Like a leopard flat is a staple.
A leopard print can go with a lot of things. But then it also could be your staple.
It is a little trendy, but I feel like it's a neutral.
But I feel like even if you go with black or white, you could also go with ones that have like an embellishment on it.
Okay.
You know, they might have like a pom-pom or fringe or you know, that's something that would just jazz your outfit up.
And if y'all know where I can get a good embellished flat, drop that in the chat too.
Zara has some of the best.
I've never worn shoes from Zara.
Yes, Zara has some of the best. I was on their site actually last night, and I have my feet are large, people, and I wear like between a 10 and 11. So it's always hard for me. I have to, I rarely can get shoes that are on sale.
And Zara has what you need?
Yeah, at my size, they have my size. So
I'll check them out.
All you guys, you need to check them out, and they're always ranging between $20 and $60.
Okay, so those staples are just to kind of give you a hint, but then again, we'll have a full download that you will receive as a thank you with all of the staples.
Yes, and of course you can always hit me up if you have any more questions.
Right, definitely. So let's talk about these summer statements.
Yeah, so statement pieces.
I got my statement on, honey. I'm doing all statement.
I'm wearing
earrings all summer long.
So Madi is statement pants with a beautiful bright color. I don't know if y'all can figure out what my statement piece is yet.
Is it these earrings?
Everything is fly.
Right. Statement down to the ground.
So
literally,
sunglasses are my thing. I got these from Powder and Pose. There's a young lady here in the area. She has like some of the flyest sunglasses.
Keep talking. I'm gonna
these close. You have to get an up close and personal look. Yes. Aren't those dope, guys?
Dope.
They're just so much fun.
Look at that.
Just adds so much character and flair to to your outfit. So statement pieces. I want all you guys to think about what will be your statement piece.
If you already know what your summer statement is going to be, drop it into the chat.
Yes.
Shalise says super cute on the glasses.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yes, and also
what's your summer
bags.
statement?
My summer statement is earrings. So I love.
These
I
are
just
really
cut
good.
my
You have short
hair.
hair, so that's
Yes, and so I'm gonna do summer statement
How
earrings.
fly's her haircut, guys?
Yes, thank you guys. I had to let it go. It works sometimes.
So she's doing statement earrings.
Yes.
I do have you have these from Zara?
I did.
See, I have these from Zara too.
Oh,
And these are like flower petals.
Let's get into Zara.
Yeah, their jewelry
Let me
is
tell
really
you, their
good.
jewelry is really
Yes.
good. Up in my hair, but you know, you can
I'm
show
gonna
the
bring
people.
these. I'm gonna
Yeah, I'm not taking mine off, so y'all just gonna have to see from a
I think
distance.
my summer statement might be hats because I'm transitioning my
Oh,
hair
that is so
color.
awesome. I like that.
And Maddie James had on this big old like
Son.
sombrero or something the other day, and I was
She
like,
does wear hats so well. She
yes,
does.
I was like,
So
Maddie's
she's, and,
giving
you know,
me
especially
all
since
the.
she's cut her hair. But yeah, those earrings
Those
are
are
really
pretty.
fly.
Yeah.
So you know, I want everyone to just think what their statement piece would be.
Yes. What's
And,
gonna be your statement, ladies? Let us know.
and right now, there's so many different great trends.
Yeah.
There are bucket bags that has texture and fishnet
Yeah.
over it. There, of course, white is so. I mean, white is just like
Classic summer.
classic
Yeah.
summer. Even right now, I mean, at this point, people wear white all year round. I don't
Right.
think they pay attention to the
Memorial, Labor,
Exactly.
Labor Day rules that we have.
Non-30 days
Yeah.
past or whatever they
Come
say.
Yeah, you know. And then also think about what is the statement piece on your body? Like, what is your favorite body part that you want to show off? Do you love your shoulders, your clavicle?
hips.
Yeah, you know, you want to show your
Your
legs.
hips.
You have that good flat stomach. You know, so that way when you go shopping, you'll know what you want to accentuate when you go out in the summer.
I need to come up with that accentuation body part. Okay, so we have a couple of statements in the chat.
Yes.
Colette said bangles. I love a good
I
bangle.
love the bangle. That's awesome.
Keisha said clutches. Yes,
Okay.
I love a good clutch.
Yes.
And then Candace says glowing skin and a poppin' lip. Yes,
Yes.
come through color.
Skin. I love
Yes.
that.
Especially no one wants to wear full makeup
I
in
was
the
just
summertime.
talking about my skin with them on Monday when we were in here doing
Yes,
the test.
yeah.
I really upped my water intake.
And your sleep. You
And
said.
my sleep. Those
Yes.
are the two things that
And
I've
her
done
skin is
differently.
popping.
And I feel like my skin has really been.
So the old adage is true. I guess you really do need to get good sleep and drink a lot of water.
That's right.
Yeah. So I want you guys to think about those things. Also, if you're wearing like a really neutral outfit, your accessories can speak for you. You know what I mean? So you can introduce color and style and things through your shoes, your earrings, your bangles, all those things, your purses, and then you go, just make a statement when you walk in the room.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
Summer. Thank you.
Yes.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Summer.
You got us
We are
ready to look good.
good.
All summer
Yes.
18.
Yeah,
Now we're ready to feel good.
If you weren't here in the beginning, we talked about our All Summer 2018 motto, which is
Look good.
Feel good.
yes,
All summer 18.
All Summer 18. So we're gonna get into the feel good portion because that's what we do at Citrus and Sugar. We make sure that we are feeling as good as the inside as we are looking on the outside. We want to be shining.
Yes, and that helps with the confidence when you walk out the
It
door.
does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is important.
Yeah, so Tennille and I are going to walk through what we call our ingredients for a sweet and intentional summer. So if you want this to be your sweetest summer yet, then this is some of the foundational pieces that we think are important for us to get on the track for that.
Yes, and so we have a 5-ingredient recipe. Growth, gratitude, girlfriends, grace, and giving. And we leave giving last because we think it's so important to give from the overflow. So we're just gonna walk through these ingredients really quick. Again, we want you to have the sweetest and most intentional summer possible.
Yes.
You do not want to look up, blink, and say, where did the summer go?
Right.
What did I do? What did I accomplish? And when we talk about growth, so that's our first ingredient, we're not talking about material things. We're really talking about how you want to show up in the world as a woman, right? And so thinking about those areas of your life internally and as a characteristic that you really want to focus on this summer. So that could be being more kind to people. It could be being more disciplined, waking up and exercising. Set those small goals.
Taking advantage of all the daylight.
All the daylight.
No excuses, y'all.
Yeah.
We get up early and get more done in the morning.
And I think it's also really important in terms of growth to reflect. So there's really a lot of awesome opportunities to do that, whether you take a summer walk in the evenings or go down by the water and just clear your head, journal. There's so many opportunities to kind of better understand yourself and where you want to go and how you want to evolve this summer.
Yeah,
so
and
definitely do that.
The best way to start doing that is by really being clear and intentional on what areas you want to grow in. So just saying growth in a very general way is not enough. So we're going to challenge you all. Tomorrow's the first day of summer. That as the summer season begins, to make a list. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, of those areas that you want to grow in. No more than 3 things.
True.
Make the steps small and actionable. So if your goal for the summer is a number, maybe to lose 10 pounds, an example of an actual little small step might be what?
Would be to go out and walk 30 minutes at lunch.
Yep. Yeah. So something small and something that you can start right away.
Yeah.
Write that joint down on Thursday. You need to be
do it
walking on
tomorrow.
Friday. Yeah.
Let me tell you what one of my goals is. One of my summer goals is to move more. So I am planning to start walking home at least one day a week. I said this last year and I didn't do it, but I'm asking you all to hold me accountable. So I am going to put it on Instagram and Facebook so you can hold me accountable. I'm going to walk home at least once a week. So that's 2 miles. I work at Metro Center in DC for our local folks, and I live in Southwest. So that's a good little walk.
If you agree to hold Tennille accountable, drop it in the chat so that she can have somebody that she knows will specifically.
Exactly. And if you can't chat for some reason, feel free to leave us a DM and on our social media pages. So at Citrus and Sugar, and we will get you there as well. Nicole Alexa says no one is drinking their drinks.
Nikki,
and that's true.
My joint is down to the.
It's not. You're like the highest person.
My part of the presentation
I'm
is
the only
over.
person with ice in mine.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
My part of the presentation is over, so you're right.
So now you can sip.
Yeah.
Yes, but we will sip. Actually, this Monday, we were rehearsing.
Yes.
And I sipped too much, and I was getting a little crazy. So I decided to pace myself.
She did.
Okay.
This thing, you just always have to do a run through so we'll know.
What you can and cannot take.
Exactly. So that is G, growth. Tell us one thing that you are committed to growing this sweet summer. Drop it in the chat and we will hold you accountable.
Can I show you? Can I tell you guys mine? So one thing I really want to do this summer is I've been trying to get up at 6:30 every morning. And it's ended up being 7 and 7:30. And I just noticed when I get up at 6:30 and I set 15 to 20 minutes for like that me time to either journal and pray and get one with God and set my intentions for the day, my day goes so much smoother. So that's one of my goals. So y'all can hold me accountable. See if I wake up at 6:30, and even if I wake up at 7, I still want to give myself those 15 to 20 minutes.
Do that in the morning. We always talk about maximizing your morning.
Very true.
Second ingredient is gratitude. So we want to focus on gratitude this summer. It's my favorite ingredient. It's also the simplest ingredient. All you have to do when you wake up, no matter what time you wake up, open your eyes and just say out loud one thing that you're thankful for. Whatever it is. It can be big, it can be small, it can be just the fact that you open your eyes. I like to challenge myself to think of something different each day, so that it doesn't become routine. Sometimes when we do these things in this rote fashion, if you say your prayers before bed and you just find yourself repeating the same thing, that's okay, but it's really not giving us that genuine time to reflect.
That's true.
So I would say challenge on one thing that you're grateful for every morning. Again, like Summer said, do it in the morning, maximize your morning.
And then it's such when I show gratitude in the morning, my day goes better.
You have a better attitude
for the day.
Absolutely.
It's like it doesn't matter what side of the bed you wake up on because you set your tone, you set your attitude for the day.
Yeah, and let me just chime in here. We have intentionally come up with these ingredients based on science and positive psychology. So these are ingredients that are going to help you thrive in life and not just survive. So I just wanted to add that in.
I love that. Thrive and not just survive. T-shirt? Something like a t-shirt?
Why do we want to put everything on the t-shirt?
Also, if you feel like we're kind of moving quickly through these, we also have a free download that we're going to share with you as a thank you tomorrow, which is a recipe card. And so it actually lays out each of the 5 key ingredients, and it has spaces for you to write down your intentions and write down your gratitudes. You can print it up, make as many copies as you want, do it daily, do it weekly, but it's a worksheet that kind of helps hold you accountable. Also, I was going to say this before we started. These 5 ingredients are just the basic ingredients, but like with any recipe, like carrying the raisins and the potato salad, you can add
paprika,
however you want to do it.
Salt Bay.
You can add a little bit more to your recipe. But these 5, I like to bake cookies, so I consider these the sugar and the butter. I don't want no cookie that does not contain butter and sugar.
And
so
butter.
Real butter. Yeah. So that's what these 5 ingredients are. These are the real butter and the sugar.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add? Macadamia nuts,
raisins,
M&Ms, whatever. That's on you. So gratitude. So start by speaking gratitude, and then also if you kind of already do that and you're ready to go to the more advanced level, write your gratitude. So what I do is I practice writing 3 things that I'm grateful for 1 time a day. I try to do them in the evening. You can put them in a journal. I actually write them on a small slip of paper and put them in a jar. That way, when I have days where I can't come up with anything, or I'm feeling grumpy, or whatever, I got attitude, PMS, whatever's going on with me, I'll dig into that jar, when I'm thinking life is unfair, and I'll go back and I'll literally count my blessings. So,
yeah, and we talk about a gratitude ATM. So there are going to be some hard and challenging days this summer, but if you have that gratitude jar that you can kind of pull out something that you're grateful for, it'll make those harder days a little bit more sweeter. So it's really important.
What else makes those harder days a little bit more sweeter? My girlfriend.
What would we be without our girlfriends?
Yes,
honey.
I don't understand women who don't have good girlfriends.
Yeah.
This is a whole nother conversation.
It is actually going to be episode 25.
Yes.
We're talking about mother-daughter relationships. We both recently read an article in Madame Noir about Black women, mother-daughter relationships, some of the things that we're taught about ourselves, about other women, how we're taught that we need to show up as Black women. And so we're going to dig into that. But we here at the Citrus and Sugar, LLC, are strong proponents of girlfriend relationships and connected.
And healthy girlfriend relationships. Because there is
Can you say that one more time for the people in the back?
Healthy relationships. If you have a girlfriend that is nobody but a negative Nancy and all she is doing is bringing you down, separate yourself. It is okay.
And if you go back and listen to the episode where we had Unique Jones-Gibson join us, she talked about creating a village. She's the CEO of the Dream Village, and Because of Them We Can. We're asking her questions about her village, and she kind of gave us her tips for how she gave people their walking papers who were not healthy girlfriends. So it was a great episode. If you haven't heard it, I would highly recommend you go back.
Yeah, and schedule some time to hang out with your girlfriends. We know that life can get crazy. We're all at different seasons in our lives, married, kids, single, whatever it is. But be intentional about setting some time this summer to connect in person.
Reach out and touch them.
Yes.
Reach out and touch.
Yes.
And also, you may be that negative girlfriend.
Oh, damn. And is that me? Ooh.
Hello?
You might be.
Live a drop.
If so, go back to steps 1 and 2. Get your growth and gratitude together, and then reinsert the girl into the girlfriend circle.
Because I'm thinking that the things that you guys are saying, if you notice people are distancing themselves from you, you haven't heard from certain people in a while, you may have to talk with people and check in to make sure it's not you, because sometimes we don't know. We're living our lives and we don't know the impact, that we're having on other people.
I'm gonna say one more thing about girlfriends in the interest of time, and then I know we have a few more things that we want to get through in the hour. But I read a post today on Instagram from a young lady who said she recently had a baby, I guess within the last year. She wanted to, be able to reach out to her friends and hang out with them.
I read Megan Taylor.
Yeah,
that was good.
She wanted to be able to get with them and connect with them like she used to, but her husband works at night and she pays for daycare by the hour, and she couldn't get it together. And some of her friends who are not in the season where they have kids, you can jump on a highway and come visit her. Recently just surprised her with a visit. They brought her drinks, they hung out. And so she put out a PSA to say, sometimes you feel like, dang, where's my friend been? She's shady. Ever since she got married, she hasn't been hanging out with her single friends. Or ever since she has a baby, she's maybe there are circumstances that are keeping her from having the relationship in the way we used to have it. But instead of kind of judging her or being
isolating her,
check on her. So I thought that was a great nugget.
Because people are going through things. We've seen it in the news recently with people committing suicide, and it's hard to talk about, but it's true. Or people are just depressed and have anxiety, and they don't know how to really navigate through life. So sometimes they need that extra nudge or that extra check-in.
And feel comfortable being the first one to reach out. I know I've been in this place before where I'm like, why hasn't this person called me? Or why hasn't this person Maddie? Or why isn't this girl asking me what's his,
that happens, Nicole, when she gets down on this drink.
Or why is she asking me to hang out? If you all are real friends, none of that really should matter. I should be able to call Maddie and be like, let's do X, Y, and Z, even if Maddie hasn't asked me to do anything in the last 2 years. All right.
What's the fourth ingredient? Get back on track.
Keisha said she's loving these G's.
Oh, good. Yeah. So the fourth G is grace, y'all. This is the really, really, really hard one for us as women.
Yes.
We will give so much grace to our friends, our significant others.
Especially the significant others.
All the grace.
All the
grace.
Extend. Grace and mercy.
Grace and mercy. But we have to do the same thing for ourselves. We need to be our own best friend, biggest cheerleader. We need to be hyping ourselves up in our head.
Absolutely.
It's really about being kind to yourself and not being so hard on yourself. I know I can be my own worst critic at times, and I have to stop and say, think about the things that are, going well, that you're doing good. Don't focus on the negative things, because that negative self-talk, it gets you nowhere.
So we like to cancel out negative self-talk with self-compassion. And again, if you're a listener of the podcast and you heard it on the episode that we released just on Tuesday with our friend Kiana Lomax, she calls herself the happiness curator.
I love that. Yeah.
But she talked about self-compassion. We hear a lot about self-love. You hear a lot about self-care.
Right.
But what we call grace in the world of sort of positive psychology is called self-compassion. And it's a very key sort of attribute to have if you're trying to live your best life or your sweetest self.
And another part of grace is perfection. So I don't know if we have any perfectionists in the house today. If so, drop it into the comment field.
Who else?
I am a not recovering, but when you're like in AA and you're recovering. So I'm a recovering perfectionist. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. So if you want to host a party this summer to just invite your friends and family into your life, just throw the party. It doesn't have to be Pinterest perfect. You don't have to have everything lined up to the T. If things go wrong, it's okay.
It's okay.
You have to remember why you wanted to do it, and it was really the connection. It wasn't the aesthetic.
Recently, I was asked to be part of a wedding party.
Oh, nice.
The bride is actually watching live.
Congratulations.
Shanita B. And I had a goal to lose a certain amount of weight by the wedding, because I was going to be up there talking, and then we were supposed to be wearing white, and
y'all know white.
Right. But the day came, and I was not where I wanted to be. But guess what? I showed myself the grace. I slayed in my white. I was looking good. I was able to stand up there for my girl and represent. And I was able to feel good and be confident in it. So it's okay to have a goal. And if you fall short of that goal, to still say, you tried. Or if you didn't try, to say, you know what, you didn't try. Go get them next time, Chance. So you don't want to make excuses for yourself, but you also don't want to be so hard on yourself that it's difficult to recover.
All right, and what is the last G? And we've left this one intentionally last on purpose that I mentioned earlier.
When you talk about this one.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like it's coming.
We're talking about giving.
Giving.
That's you. You feel
I feel like I overly give because I don't give to oneself.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
So we talk about giving, as we said, citrus and sugar. The whole idea is when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So we've been making this recipe for a beautiful, refreshing pitcher of lemonade, not a glass, right? Because
get into this spritzer though.
A glass is just enough for one, but a pitcher allows you to really fill it up and give from your overflow. So if you, and you can let us know in the chat, if you feel like you are somebody who gives from a dry place, you are giving when you don't have any more, you are lending when you don't have any more to lend, you are giving when you don't have any more to give, that means your pitcher is dry. You're down to the last slurp, the last few little pieces of ice, Right, this is it. She doesn't have anything to give right now.
Nothing to give.
We want to give. We want to give from our overflow.
Right.
So all of these ingredients are listed in order. We start with growth. I'm sorry, because we want to start with self. And then we move sort of strategically through till we get to a point where we are in a place to give. So we have girlfriends right smack dab in the middle because often we want to start with friends and start with connectedness, but there's some work that needs to be done before that.
Yep.
And then we go to grace because if we do fall short on some of those growth goals or we're not showing the gratitude, we want to be in a place to show ourselves grace. Right. Only after you've gone through this process, only after you've shown yourself the grace and self-compassion, are you in a place where you are equipped to serve or to give. Not to say don't give, because we want to get to that place. There's a lot of science and research behind it. We have a whole episode on giving, the benefits to the giver, not just to the recipient when you give. So there are emotional benefits. There's all kinds of neuroscience triggers that go off that boost happiness and that boost those hormones when you give. So we want to be givers. We're believers, so we know that, you know, it's biblical. Yeah, we should be givers, but we also want to make sure we're giving from a healthy place. So we encourage you to give, but we also encourage you to first make sure that you have enough in your pitcher. You might not always be overflowing, but if your pitcher is down to the bottom, you can't
it needs to be at least up to the rim, you know? It doesn't need to be down.
You can't pour it all out.
And I've personally, I have been a giver, like I'm naturally a giver, and I've been there. They've talked to me and checked with me and make sure that I'm taking care of myself first, meeting my goals. And it's tough, and you'll become very, you know, jarred, and it's then you won't give from a happy place because you're so tired.
Especially when it's family, especially when it's
that's what I was going to talk about.
If you're the person that they depend on, then it's difficult to say that you're not in a place where you can do it. But it's better for you, and it's better for them.
And people will guilt you into almost anything. So you have to have that muscle to be strong enough to say, I'm not letting your stuff affect me.
And we'll link back to that episode. So we have a whole episode on the power of saying no. We invited our friend Levy Ajayi to come out and talk because she's in her glow up. She's so busy. She has all this stuff going on. She's been invited to a ton of things. And she got to a place where she had to learn to say no.
Because burnout is real.
To friends and family and even to opportunities. So we'll link to I just talk about 3 or 4 episodes that I'm referencing back. It's a lot of
but it's so good. You should probably just go back and just start it.
Before that.
Before we move any further, stop. If you have listened to the Citrus and Sugar podcast before, drop it in the chat. If you haven't, drop that in the chat too so I can guilt you.
No.
I'm joking, but we do think that there is some really valuable content in there. So if you have listened and you love it, drop that in the chat so other people can see it.
Well, Colette said that I'd rather give a no delivery than an empty promise.
Hello. Hey, that's a good one, Colette.
That's really good.
Do you want to come in?
I was going to say, Colette is about to be on the team.
Okay. Do you want to be on the podcast?
Yeah.
Listen, she's a good one to interview.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, and Shanita also said back to you saying you meet your goals that you did a great job. That you did that.
Thank you,
girl.
Yes. So we're right at the end of the hour. So if you've got to drop off, you can drop off. We don't want to leave you too long, but we do have a few closing comments that we wanted to make.
And if you have any questions about anything that we've reviewed so far, please.
We're not in a rush to head out. I think we will probably wrap it up on the
podcast. So you know we love you, Summer. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
It was so much fun.
It has been lovely.
I cannot believe it's over already.
I know.
Wait,
you don't stay on.
You're live. You stay with us.
But the podcast, we have to.
And as always,
say bye-bye.
Do your thing.
As always, remember S squared, R squared. Share, subscribe, rate, and review. If you loved us, we would love to know. If you hated us, we would love to know that too. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
All right. So for those that are still live, let's keep the conversation
let's keep it going.
All right.
And Keisha said, I perfected the power of no. And Colette said, this has been a wonderful podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, we need to be funny. So if you're still there, were we funny enough?
Yeah, Nicole.
And she will tell us the truth.
She will tell us the truth.
Will.
I have to tell her that. She was like, y'all better be funny.
Keisha said, great job. It's coming through. Keisha said, great job. Shalice said, great episode. Janelle said, love the discussion, ladies. Shanita said, great episode. Thank you so much.
Okay, one more question. Would you like to see more videos? So for those who do listen to the podcast, or even if you don't, does this work for y'all? Are y'all interested in seeing the interaction more, or are you comfortable with hearing it? So the podcast wouldn't go away because we know a lot of people listen on their commute or while they're cleaning the house or whatever. But What do y'all think of it?
And we would probably do it on something like a live or a YouTube channel so that you don't have to necessarily sign up for it and things like that.
Right, exactly.
It would be a little bit more accessible than today. You can look at it on demand. So.
Yeah. Or we can post them up on the website.
Yeah.
Okay, let us know what you all think about that.
Jay Nicole says this was a great episode. Thank you guys so much. Y'all mean so much to us.
So while you're giving us loving on us, which we love, drop any questions that you have for Summer or for us. Tell us what's on your summer bucket list.
Yes, that's good.
We always do a question of the episode, and we didn't do it on this episode, which is fine. But that's the question of the episode.
What's on your summer?
What's on your summer bucket list?
And then while you guys are typing those in, you will get an email from us probably tomorrow that includes our recipe card download. If you had a recipe card from us before, this one is actually brand new and has not been released yet. It's not on the website.
Ooh,
so you got that new.
It's
gonna go on the website soon, but drop the clue bomb on that. You're gonna get Summer's staples list.
Yes.
You're gonna get our Spotify playlist with all our summertime songs.
Yes.
So if you were on early and jamming with us.
And you'll get the extended summer spritzer recipe because I spent some time in the kitchen making this simple syrup that was like bomb.
Since we're still here,
they
were
like
simple syrup.
Nobody is spending 20 minutes making simple syrup. So if you
Colette probably will. I'll probably tell you that right now.
It's gonna be in there for you.
So we'll give you the revised recipe as well with the peach
simple syrup recipe. Just in case you have extra time Saturday and Sunday. But the great thing is you can make it in advance and you can just keep it and add it to any drink for the rest, for a couple of weeks in the summer.
Okay, so before we read their bucket list, what's on y'all bucket list for the summer?
I have a lot of great personal bucket lists. Typically it's travel, but I'm not doing as much travel this year. So one, I want to make sure that because right now I feel like my word of the year was disrupt. And I also have a podcast and it's called The Blogcast. And I will be coming, it's coming back. I did the premiere episode in January, but it's coming back next week. And I am going to be telling you guys about how when you want to disrupt, sometimes you have to be disrupted.
That's a word.
Yes.
Hello.
So I am in a metamorphosis of trying to change bad habits.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to get my wings and become a butterfly out of here. Okay. My patty wings, Auntie Patty.
Patty wings.
Yes.
So your bucket list is to bring back the blogcast.
Yes, I'm gonna bring back the blogcast, and I just want to become a better me. There's, I'm getting, you get older. There's bad habits that you have, like procrastination, self-doubt.
I was gonna say name them.
Yes, procrastination, self-doubt. Inconsistency, and just negative things like negative self-talk. I want to get rid of that. So going to therapy helps and all those things, but I'll be giving you more tea on that soon. So that's on my bucket list this summer.
Nice.
Yeah.
My word for the year, because we said our intentions at the beginning of every year was simplify. So that's my whole sort of theme. So I've been pulling back in a lot of areas in terms of shopping and travel and some of the things that I do, or even the way that I do things. I've been trying to do them in a manner that's much more simple and really getting to those real connections. So my bucket list item that I want to check off this summer is to get by somebody's water somewhere.
I know that's
but in the spirit of simplification, okay, I don't have to get on a plane or go anywhere super elaborate.
Come to the wharf.
So I was going to go a little step
just
even though
I was trying to get her to come visit me.
I will come.
Right. Shading me.
I will come to the wharf, but that's not on my bucket list because I do that a lot. But it's to get out of the city, out of the area, and to get some water that I can put my feet in somewhere. So very simple.
Yeah, that's really good. And I just came back from vacation. Just being by the water just kind of rejuvenates you.
It's
water is my
God's gift.
It is. Element. Yeah.
I can't say animal.
Yeah, it was animal doesn't work.
Spirit element.
I couldn't figure out element.
Yes.
All right, what's Tennille's? And then do we have some on the chat too?
Yes, we have some coming up.
Perfect.
All right, so on my summer bucket list is to go to Great Falls and to hike. I've been wanting to do that for a while. I've been actually wanting to do Sermon on the Mount. Y'all, I'm super corny. But I'm gonna plan that one year. It might be this summer or my birthday. I don't know. But yeah, summer I'm out at Great Falls. And then I want to swim in the deep end without being afraid. So
that is amazing. Because I can't swim.
Yeah. I'm good like in the shallow parts, and I can jump into the water with a life jacket on and stuff, but I just want to feel comfortable like just swimming and just being free because I love the water. So
nice. All right.
Oh, can I add the summer bucket list?
Yeah.
I would like to go on like one date a month, maybe.
I know that's right.
Yeah. That is good. That's good for married and single people.
Yes, it is.
You should be going on one date.
It really is.
A month, if not more.
You're right, because I think Jamal and I have gotten on. Well, we did until the vacation, but we got away from it. So
that's good.
It's easy to get into the
date your mate or date to find a mate. One of the two.
I was going to tell you that's another t-shirt, but I'm not going to go with
that. Yeah.
Right, if you want it.
So people are down for videos. Jade Nicole said yes, more videos. Colette says I'm down for YouTube channel. Keisha says whichever you choose, she'll be here for it.
Nice.
Yes. Colette also said her summer bucket list: do an internal cleanse, sew a dress, and make a poof.
Ooh, what's a poof?
Sew a dress.
Yes, let us know more about that, Colette. Like, what is a poof? Like, I'm thinking when you say make a poof, I'm thinking
that you sit on.
Yeah. What are the round ones that you sit on?
Oh, I thought it was called a poof.
I feel like you and I would get along because I'm into this kind of stuff. There's a new show coming out called Making It with what's Tina Fey's BFF from Parks and Rec? Amy Poehler and Eric, whoever played Ron Swanson, and they're talking about like being handy and DIY and crafting. So it's like if you ever watch like Cupcake Wars, they're bringing people from all over the country who have different skills in crafting, and the show is coming out soon. So
love to watch that.
Look it up. If you're trying to sew a dress and make a poof, I feel like you would like it.
I think she would.
Yeah,
that sounds like it's right up her alley. Keisha says her bucket list: more brunches out my comfort zone. More brunches out my comfort zone.
I like it.
Oh yeah, she said yes, a poof for seating.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah,
I like that.
And then Janelle says on her bucket list: family date night once a month. And shout out to Keith Battle for the idea. Go Zion.
Oh,
yes.
Go Zion.
We love Pastor Battle.
Yes. Well, I was
awesome.
going to do some discipling. If you are looking for a church to visit or a church home, Zion is a great place. I go to Zion for Washington.
I go to Landover.
Yeah, and most people go to Landover as well. But there's Zion for Washington, Zion Landover, and Zion Woodbridge.
And then there's a fantastic campus, which is Zion High Campus. So wherever you are in the world, you can watch Zion Church.
And Pastor Battle is always coming through with the word.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored at all.
But we may show it to him so he can.
Right, so you can see how we plug it in. And you may see our faces on a Sunday.
I was actually thinking, he has a podcast. I was trying to get him on the podcast. Okay. Anyway.
But yes, she said those. But one thing I like what Janelle said: a family date.
I like
that.
I never really heard anyone phrase it or think about it that way. You're always interested in doing something with your mate, just one-on-one. But that can go for even a girlfriend date night, or you know, like your kids and stuff.
And I think the family date night is an awesome idea because Maddie and I have talked about this. It is really important for us for our kids. I don't have any yet, but I'm speaking prophetically that they see great examples of love and like affection and how you treat your mate. Because I think that has been lacking kind of in our parents' generation. You know, you have a few like amazing #love goals out there, but it's really important for your kids to see that level of interaction and not just the let's get together to take the kids to soccer practice and do this and do that. So.
I agree. My girlfriend Candace, she may be on her blog, my blogger boo Candace. She said something recently on her Insta stories like that, where this generation that we're in, we're really working hard to, you know, turn that whole parenting thing around as far as the dads are really being, you know, present and available. Families are trying to stick together more. And I think it's very important, like you said, for them to see those things that young, you know, as they're growing up, you know? Yeah, give them a good thing to see.
Any final comments before we get ready to wrap up?
let us know.
So all right, so thank you all. No, I was just gonna say, we just thank you all for.
Yeah, we do have a couple of church announcements.
Okay,
right. So the first thing is we are gonna put this in the email as well, but definitely go visit the Citrus and Sugar website. Go visit Sommar's blog.
And in summary, I'm doing a brand new facelift on the blog soon. But everything is coming back, so. Get ready for this content, guys, because it's good. I have a lot of content in the bag.
Nice. These shirts are on sale. Make lemonade.
I have Hello Sugar.
Yes. And if you all aren't familiar, put in the chat who do you think is citrus and who do you think is sugar.
Oh, that is good.
I feel like because I'm overflowing and I can get from the overflow right now, that in this thank you email, I'm going to give a discount code for the t-shirts for everyone who joins.
She is in a giving mood,
I just felt that.
She just felt it in her spirit.
I hope that's okay to
in her chakra.
I just did my shana. So yeah.
And also, I'm sorry, I was just going to say that anyone who is listening or watching us after you didn't get us live, thank you for joining us. We are so happy. And guys, it's a 24-hour replay. Yeah. So if there's some nuggets you feel like you missed, you can always go back and watch it.
Share it with your friends.
That's also important. Yeah, you can share it with your friends. And in the notes of this actual live, there's links to follow all of us and our websites to make it easy for you guys. Mine is andinsummary.com and also andinsummary everywhere on social. The spritzer is kicking in just a little bit. So it's ANDINSOMMARY.
Nice. Perfect.
Well, thank you guys so much for retreat. You have to tell people what the retreat. Oh yes. If you want to come hang out with Maddie and I and do some citrus and sugar work,
some self-care.
We are hosting our first annual Citrus and Sugar Girlfriends Retreat. So you can go to the website, learn more. It's going to be October 7th through the 9th. In Kent Island,
Maryland, yeah.
And the place is super cute.
We only got some great photos for you too.
Super cute. So,
So shout out to our sponsors, Prep Beauty Bar and 10 Shop 10. And
shout out to Shalise because she's coming and she's bringing her girlfriend.
Oh,
so you
awesome
too.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Thanks for hanging with y'all. Hanging with us. We're gonna go ahead and finish these spritzers, and we will see you on the other side.
Bye, guys.
Have an amazing and sweet summer. We love you.
And keep up with us on social. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.